Welcome here at Propcoach. So happy that you can make it. Today we're going to talk about how to get more listings sold, specifically in a buyer's market now in 2022. Many of you have sent us a message asking us, hey, in a buyer's market with so many listings, how do I get more listings sold? And I have basically 3 important ways, strategies, things that you need to look into to get more of those listings sold. So if you think this is a great topic, stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know what? Let's just get started right away. No. That's why I wanted to wait. We need to get you subscribed to this amazing channel here at Propcoach. So what you have to do is just press the button subscribe and the notification button, ting, and you will be aware of every single video that we will be putting on this amazing channel that will be sent straight to you. So having said that, so are you ready to get started in talking about more listings in 2022 in a buyer's market? Okay, let's just go in 3 and 2 and 1 and... First of all, I want to thank all of you, those out there following us here on the YouTube channel, for sending all your messages, your nice comments, and everything that you have been sending us so far. And that's actually one of the reasons we're doing this video today, because we have been getting a few requests from some of the agents out there asking us, hey, how do I get more listings sold in a buyer's market now in 2022? And you might be thinking, hey, but I'm not sitting in a buyer's market. In my area, it's a seller's market. So we can do another video for that, because that is more of an inventory problem. When you're in a seller's market, inventory is low, demand is high. You're doing your best to convince sellers to give you a listing and to sell that property for them, right? But in a buyer's market, it's all the way around, where there's a lot of inventory, there's low demand, there's a lot of listings on the market, and we're trying to find buyers or even tenants that can show interest for this property. So how do you get more listings sold specifically for a buyer's market? So let's just start with the first point, shall we? And obviously let's go for the most straightforward point that I want to address to you right now. Price is everything. Yes, you need to get the price right. And unfortunately, a lot of agents out there, this is exactly what happened when they go for a listing presentation. They go to the seller, they tell the seller, hey, Mr. Seller, can I sell your house for you? Mr. Seller says, of course you can. I only want to sell at this price. And the agent says, okay. And you don't have any negotiation, or you don't have any understanding in how the price came together. I can tell you one thing about sellers. Sellers always want to sell at the highest price. And of course, that is their right. They think their property is at a certain value. But it's your job as an agent to educate your sellers of what is the real price at this current market situation. And when we're in a buyer's market, of course, there's a little bit more pressure on this price. So that means that you have to look at what are the latest transactions in the last 6 months, what is the latest competition in this market, how many of similar properties are we looking at for this same area, and what are the trends and the expectations for the upcoming months. Is the market going to improve, or is it only going to get worse? And all of that has to be collected into a sheet called the comparison market analysis, or what you can call the compatible market analysis. Or you just put all the data together and make a little bit of a market report, send it to your client and say, listen, Mr. Seller, I would love to sell the property for you, but if you're really keen and interested to sell, it's important that we set the price right. Because if you put a property too expensive in the market, and this can already be at 3 to 4% too expensive, you will not get a lot of attraction. You will not get a lot of attention from the market. And remember this, right? It's really important that you get the right attention. If you don't get the right attention for the market, people will not look at the listing, people will not consider the listing, and you will not end up with any leads, any viewings, or any interest. And you know who the seller is going to blame? Huh? Who? Yes, you. They're going to blame you, and it's your reputation on the line if you do not set the price right. So I get a lot of questions from agents. So what do I do? How do I convince the seller? How do I make sure that the seller is aware of the market situation? Screen the noise, show the facts. Show the facts on a piece of paper. Collect all the data, like I said, of the last 6 months. Put it on a piece of paper, hand it over to the seller, go through it with the seller and tell them what is the real market situation and what is your advice on what price they should be selling. And if they don't want to follow that advice, that's of course a different discussion. But as long as you have done the homework in explaining to your seller what is the right price and with the right proof, at least they would have a different consideration. So price is everything. Get the price right, and you're already halfway there in getting this listing sold into a buyer's market. The second step is, of course, set the right expectations. So let's write that down. It's expectations for your clients, right? Expectations means you need to tell your sellers how the market is working at the moment. Some of your sellers might say, hey, I want to sell in the next 3 weeks or in the next 6 weeks, or how are we going to sell all together, right? You need to set the right expectation. You need to explain to your seller how you work, what kind of marketing you will be doing, how much you will be spending on marketing, and on top of that, what strategies you have to reach the right buyers. Now, sometimes sellers have wrong expectations. Sometimes we assume as agents that sometimes agents think that sellers know how we work or how real estate is sold. And that's simply not true. To be honest, a lot of people don't know how pricing works, don't know what kind of expectations there are, and because of that, they get disappointed in how you technically work. They literally think that you have buyers hidden behind the closet appearing anytime because that is why they think they're hiring you. No, you need to explain to your clients that you will be doing specific marketing strategies on the property, and because of that, you need a lot of tools and resources to get to work with that. And because of that, I always give this advice to my agents: never discount your commission. Let me say it again. Never ever discount your commission, because why would you discount your commission if now in a buyer's market sellers need the most of your skills to help them sell that property? I don't understand why agents even consider to discount their commissions. So be very strong in this, be very mindful about this, that in a buyer's market sellers need you the most. There's like anything is now dependent on the best agent in town, and a good agent never discounts their commission. Now the final piece is you set the right price, you set the right expectations, and here comes the magic word, and I'll just write it down first because you always want to get the exclusivity. Now in some markets, exclusivity is kind of like the standard. But there's a lot of markets where exclusivity is not the standard. What means that there's a lot of ad hoc or open listings. Now, wherever you're watching this in the world, think by yourself, what market am I sitting in? Is this a more open listing or more exclusivity? Why is exclusivity important? We have a whole separate video on that, but let me just give you the basics of it. Exclusivity gives you control. If you have control, you can set better expectations. If you have control, you can set better pricing. And because of that, you control the marketing and you control the price. You can reach out to more people and you can go more out there in the market to find your buyer. And all of your effort that you put in there is protected. But is it only advantages for the agent? No, there's also advantages for the seller. The seller would know that agents would not be competing too much with each other and not beating each other's on the price, getting the lowest price possible for the seller. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you have an exclusive agent, you know that the agent is really working for you, for the seller. And on top of that, for the buyer, there's also a lot of advantages that if there's an exclusive agent, that he knows that the agent is particularly working for the seller, so that the buyer must be very mindful that since that side is working for the seller, they also need to be protected as a buyer. So exclusivity for me is one of the most important tools and is one of the most important skills that agents need to learn about to really start scaling up their business. Exclusivity is such a powerful thing that you need to learn more about, and for that you can follow my webinars and you can see it here also on the YouTube channel. Just type in exclusivity prop coach and it will send you to the right video. So that's all it that I have for you today. You want to get more listings sold in a buyer's market 2022, a little recap: set the right price. Pricing is everything in a buyer's market, right? If you're too high, even 3 to 5%, it's very hard to get the attention and the attraction from the buyers. They will not come for viewings, they will not come for appointments. So set competitive pricing, attractive pricing, put in the market, and you will get some leads in there. Set the right expectations with your sellers so that they know how the process works and how long this is going to take. Instead of 3 months, set the expectations for 6 months so that you have a little bit more time to try different marketing strategies. And always go for exclusivity. Exclusivity is the power of control for agents to go all out with these listings, to get more views, to get more marketing done, and to be able to collaborate more with other agents, and that will give you the highest chance to basically sell this listing for your seller. Okay guys, thank you so much again for joining here with Propcoach. I'm so happy that we were able to touch on this topic. Thanks to you for leaving us an email or a comment here in Propcoach and motivating us to talk about this specific topic. If you have another topic that you want us to talk about, feel free to also leave a comment here in our YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to our next session next week. For now, thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.